Networktainment presents
6D Radio on Q4.
For Chicago, by Chicago. When I tell y'all it is a whole lot of vibes in the studio right now, I just hit Octo in the head with a bat.
Theatrically,
ladies and gentlemen, theatrically.
Yes. It's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be crazy. This is full circle moment right now. We going to let y'all know what's going on. But until then, get into this Antonio Juan, Frank Hatchett right here. Welcome to 6D Radio, y'all. Powered by 6D Networktainment. Let's go. Bah, bah, bah.
Yeah. 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 I told y'all I'm not playing. Showed y'all, I showed y'all I'm out the way. This ain't the same, no one to blame, I understand. I just wanna live this here. I don't carry pistols, pass like Pete. 40 desert ego would kill your ego, huh? Through the cerebral, blood in the seats. You know it ain't no love in these streets, that's no surprise. Look into the eyes of a man with a plan, trying to stay alive, work 9 to 5, struggle to survive, nobody to pick up, call Enterprise. Who you gon' trust when they plot on your demise? Kwame Brown, bust at your genocide. Nowadays, niggas spray like pesticides. Got me asking myself, am I next to die? Tomorrow's never promised, today could be your last. Focus on the future, the past is the past. Cherish every moment and everything you have. I'm still trying to get the jag that Chris Tucker had. And money talks, and I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke. 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 I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke.
This ain't the same, no one to blame, I understand.
I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke.
I just wanna live to see another day.
I don't carry nickels, pass like penny. Loading up that semi was never in me. Maybe it's the conscious, but please don't tempt me. Got people that'll squeeze till it's empty. Take you out the frame. Saw the bigger picture, now I move a little different. They say bang changed. Refrain from all squares, circle remain. Purple I flame, up whenever I'm feeling under the weather. Get your dish together, no peer pressure. Nevertheless, like Travis when I'm at my best. Bout business, even with SEPA, you gon' feel this real issue that I'm spitting. Tomorrow's never promised, today could be your last. Focus on the future, the past is the past. Cherish every moment and everything you have. I'm still trying to get the jag that Chris Tucker had. And money talks. I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke. I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke. Yeah, I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke. I ain't got it, boy, I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke. And I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke. 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 I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke.
This ain't the same, no one to blame, I understand.
I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke.
I just wanna
I ain't got it, boy,
live to see
I'm broke.
another day. I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke. Yeah, I ain't got it, boy, I'm broke. I'm trying to stack 5 like Steven Jackson, Speedy Claxton, Nina Aquafina, sing like Braxton. Yeah, keep all that.
Antonio Juan, Frank Hatchett, 6D Radio. Welcome, y'all. This is season 8, episode 2. And man, when I tell you, even though we do this every other week now, like, I still get the jitters, you know, before each episode. And I'm just happy to be here. How about you, DJ Sharn?
You know, I'm always simply marvelous, but it's definitely a blessing to be here. I'm happy we running back with our artists of the week, man. We got Octo Squid in the building.
Yes,
so
indeed.
I'm definitely excited to jump into this interview in a little bit.
Yes, indeed. You heard him, ladies and gentlemen. We got Octo Squid in the building, our artist of the week.
I'm so honored. Thank you so much. This is my first artist interview.
Hey,
really?
Let's go.
Yeah, actually it is. So thank you very much. Usually I'm in the other seat. That's how my career's mainly been, right? So this is kind of like a weird parallel version of worlds that I've never thought. Also, how convenient, our history,
Yeah.
right? That's there's something beautiful about it, symbolic, right? The universe is speaking right now.
Serendipity.
Hey, thank you. And this is my good friend Impact.
Impact in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
He was a former co-host when I was at UIC Radio. Such a great friend. Very little to say. Just I'm happy to have him in my life.
Magnificent songwriter as well.
Appreciate you.
Magnificent freestyle. Like the way this man would freestyle, and he'll be doing a whole different task and just going on and on and on. One of my favorite people to have a cipher with.
And might also.
I appreciate you because honestly, I just had to touch on that. Likewise, you broke the barrier on the radio show as far as being a female MC, just jumping into every cipher. And people were stingy, stingy with that mic. W.L was usually jump on it first, but you hung in there. Not only that, you had a commanding factor about it, so it was like beautiful to be around you because you were always willing to jump in playfully after a hard day's work. So I remember that, just the joy of being around that.
I appreciate that, and for those of you who are new to the game or just now like tapping into everything. 5 years ago, there was a radio show at UIC Radio called Warden's Midwest, and it included myself, Impact, W.L, and Terry Tertiary. But it was founded by Octo Squid.
Oh yeah, what a time! I was, I think, 20 when the project started, and it was the radio station itself was in its infancy. So the fact that I scored the Friday night spot.
Yeah.
It was originally 8 to 10, and there was even a point in time, I kid you not, it was 6 to midnight.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, and 4 or 5 different interviews over the course of these, like week after week after week, and sometimes it'd be other radio hosts that had their show earlier in the day, and I bled into that. I just took it from them. Well, it turned into a collaboration eventually, but it was like, oh, hey, sorry to say, I have 10 artists booked right now, and I didn't know you were DJing. So that's where it came from. I also want to say how serendipitous, thank you for the word, and the synchronicity here that both of you were on my latest project. So thank you.
That's fire.
Fantastic.
Yes.
That's fire.
We're going to definitely tap more into that later on in the show. But first and foremost, how are we doing? How has our past 2 weeks been? How has our week been? DJ Shern, I'm going to have you go first.
Oh, definitely. I can definitely say I'm like in a more like rejuvenated space. Whereas last week it was kind of chaotic. First year being a leader on the team, and I got an opportunity to get some feedback from staff members and things of that nature. So that was definitely a glow for me last week. But overall, man, just feeling rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Jumping back into my creative bag and things of that nature. Got a new mix dropping soon, so y'all be on the lookout for that. Yeah, man, and we really been on the wave, man. Hunch and Paint with my homie Chris over there, Hunch Punch. Shout out to Chris.
Yeah.
We about 3 sold out events in, and so we trying to keep this thing going into the summer, man. But overall, like, I'm just really glad to be active. I'm happy to be alive.
Yeah.
Definitely jumping back in my active bag. So I'm, playing volleyball, basketball, and working out. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But overall, man, I'm simply marvelous. No complaints.
Congratulations on
I appreciate that, man.
That's good. I think I have a concussion from this past weekend. Everything's amazing. There was a time maybe like a few months ago where it was really rough, but I'm happy to say the future's so bright it's hard to look at sometimes.
Yeah.
We were filming over the weekend, going out. I do man on the street content as well as being an artist and musician, and it was great. Spill the beans. I was telling people Happy Flat Earth Day because it was Happy Earth Day, so we responded Happy Flat Earth Day, and that's why people hit me on the head because they got upset. So I feel great, fantastic. About 3 months sober, so I'm very happy to be that way.
Hey, shout out to you, man.
And
Ding the bell one time. Shawnee not here, but we gon'. Yes.
There we go. That's how you do it.
Sorry. And I want to say I had so much self-control that one night I actually held a drink in my hand. and I didn't take it. Very happy to say.
That's what's up, bro.
On a journey.
Shout out to you and that self-discipline, man.
Thank you, brother, man. But yeah, we filmed with Impact. Impact was helping, a major help this weekend while filming.
It was a good adventure.
Yeah, it was. He actually translated with a group of Spaniards that were traveling.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, Spanish in Spain is not too different from Spanish in Mexico, except for lisp at the end of their pronunciation for Spaniards.
Thought they were Portuguese, to be honest.
Yeah, you kept saying that, including Spaniard.
I'm going to definitely keep that in mind. My past week it's been decent. I had my niece and nephew over the weekend. Took them skating for the first time.
What'd you cook them?
What did I cook them?
Yeah.
We got pizza. They are some picky eaters, okay? They are picky. They do love when I make spaghetti, though.
Nah, but
they love when I make spaghetti.
You still don't get the credit you get for bringing pizza. It don't matter, like, what you put into it, what love, what razzle dazzle you added to it. I brought pizza as like, I love you for real, like, to a kid at least, because they don't turn it down.
But yeah, my sister and I, we were so worn out. I commend every single parent of one kid, 2 kids, 3 kids. It is a lot to, one, get yourself ready and get children ready to go outside.
Yeah.
To be outside and to come back. That is a lot.
Shout out to all the involved parents, because if you're involved, you know.
Man, say that again, bro.
It's much more. It's much more difficult to sometimes be at that house and deal with all those issues and personalities than to go out and work a full day of labor, like a 15-hour day, and because I take those type of shifts. It still doesn't feel sometimes. Of course, it's rewarding, but like it really, your body takes it from the stress sometimes, you know, of being on a child schedule or trying to cater to someone that doesn't know what they want.
And Javi, you have 3, right?
Yes, I do.
Last time I checked, you had 3. I didn't know if there was
correct.
another.
Nah. We sealed the deal, like. For real.
Like, I used to watch you like do the radio show. We would go to your crib. You would make sure your kids are good. You would cook for everybody, and then you showed us the playground you was building in the backyard. I was just
fire,
like,
man.
yo.
That's hard work.
I'm
right
like,
there.
Javi, do you have any tall cousins? Because I'm just trying to understand.
No, you know what? And I take pride in being able to manage it, because like my head's been able to be focused. You know, with the pandemic, I really got to know my daughters. It sounds weird, you know, because I work so much. Like, I got to sit there with them and like understand, hey, that's not just them being naggedy. That's a part of my oldest daughter's personality. She needs a little extra love to feel loose and like she can relax, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before she can stop being a little jerk and like insulting you and doing stuff like that. It's not just so it one of the things I was trying to get at is I remember when your project came out, Rain. And I really wanted to catch that because I was part of the radio and I missed it, and I felt horrible because I really wanted to be there just off the fact of it was you, you know, and it was just one of those family things where I got tied up in it, and I've gotten better at being able to schedule it better because I'm honestly like doing less for me, doing less drinking too, doing less of the social stuff. Just got my head at home, but it took a while to try to center myself because I was still a little more involved with other things. You know what I mean? That weren't home centered. You know, and it's not like I was gaining that discipline early. I wanted to have that fun before. You know?
Yeah. I just love hearing that from other men, man, because it's not about getting credit, but when you can find it within yourself to put in that work to grow, I think that's the most important thing. And keeping yourself grounded and, you know, putting family first and locking in from that aspect, that's a good look, bro.
Well, I like to call out the family members that like to say silly things like, "Oh man, I wish I would have known, you know, I would have spent more time with my kids instead of." I'm like, man, I was with you drinking. What are you talking about? I knew my nephews were in the other room. Like, what are you talking about? You wanted people over every weekend. You know, the kids were right there. Like, but that's one of the things. I don't ever want to look back and give somebody a story like that, knowing that. I mean, a lot of people go about, you know, knowing that there's going to be an excuse or something they're going to be able to say like that. But, I mean, with kids, it's not about an excuse. It's like, you're either there for them or you're not, and that's what they remember. They ain't gonna remember like, oh, they'll remember you cool and this and that, but like, were you there for them or not? Because they're still gonna, if you're good, they're probably still gonna be going to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's all you. That's from what I learned is, that's all I'm gonna want from my kids is that when times get hard, come to me. Like, like maybe I could do something, but at least have enough faith in me, and maybe I could build enough faith that you feel like I'm the best person to come to.
Yeah. That's one thing that I do desire to have, like with any children that I'm close to. Like I want to be that type of a mother, auntie, where, you know what, I can't wait to tell my auntie or my mama this. No matter what the situation is, I don't want nobody to be like, oh, I'm scared to tell her this. Like, no, I want to be approachable to the point where you could tell me anything, no matter what the situation is. Because once you have that relationship, man, it will save so many things from happening in a person's life.
I think one of the top 5 adjectives for you is approachable, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, like coming at you. I mean like you're open to just about anybody. And then your voice is iconic, so you know what I'm saying. That's like I really do. Like every time, you still don't know how many times. Every time I hear, you know, that little hook, I don't want to interject what you have going on, but when I hear you on the radio, like right away, hey, that's fucking. My girl be shut the fuck up. Excuse me, I'm sorry. She be like, shut up already, like I know who it is. I'm like, nah, you gonna hear it every time.
That's hilarious. I do appreciate that.
I can't chime in too much on the fatherhood subject, but I can't wait to be a DILF.
I can't wait either, bro. I don't
nah, you don't want that stress. That's a lie.
I can't wait.
You don't want that stress, bro, because if you're a good dad, like, bro, you don't want that.
That's for me, though. That's not for anyone but me and my future wife. Wives, plural.
For sure. I can say the same, bro. I can't wait.
That's such an anguish term for me. I'm sorry. I try to be a lot.
I have a lot of. I keep my friends throughout my life, my entire life. I don't even know how long I've known Javier Impact, but my friends from grade school, I still have them, and I'm the only friend in this group that isn't married, or married with kids. So it's cool to play the uncle, but it was a very emotional time the past week, realizing that I replaced. You know, that the fatherhood journey with like
outer space.
With outer space, yeah. I replaced it. I swapped it. So it's just it's an interesting thing. And just to comment, he's such a great dad. I swear.
Yeah,
I swear.
is.
That's every time I go over. I remember one time his son was lecturing me about Pokemon cards. It was the funniest thing. He showed me a Pikachu, and I'm like, I had that same card, man. Literally, when I was younger than you. Matter of fact, I had that same card.
Yeah. And
I lost my head when I saw it. But yeah, good on this man. I've nothing more to say about it. He's just a fantastic father.
That's
a fantastic
father.
Shout
out to you, man.
And your lady is always relaxed when I see her. She be big chilling.
I got her too, you know. I take care of her,
y'all take care of each other. It's just so beautiful. I love it.
It stays between us. That's one of the beautiful things. That's one of the things I cherish most in a relationship, is that when anything comes up, if we can talk it out before you start talking to other people, then that's intimacy. That's a relationship.
Yes, that's the goal.
You know what I mean? And you know, anything outside of that is like, that's outside the relationship. So in a sense, it is a form of disrespect, because you literally went over me on something that was us in the beginning, you know. And I think that's one of the cardinal rules that we always stuck by in both ways. It's like, we're not going to show anybody anything, you know what I mean? It's either we're in it together or we're not, but it's not for everybody to see.
It's not,
man.
You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. It's so funny, because I don't, you know, it's things that I do, like I have my morals, and you know, my things that I stick by, and it really helped me grow up to have kids. But sometimes you don't see if people, like, you don't care if people are noticing you what you're doing, but it's cool to see, like, you point out stuff like that, because like I don't see it as a display, you know what I mean, or anything like that. But it does feel good, because it's like, it is a conscious choice to not do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but you just being you is inspiring others.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's inspiring my kids.
Absolutely.
It will. And speaking of inspiring your kids, you can use this interview, rewind it for them when they grow up, and they can see that. Speaking of rewind, we got Starlit on 6D Radio, y'all. Let's go.
Come on and give me all your time. I don't want it in the night. Just wanna press rewind. Boy, we can wind. Come on and give me all your time. I don't want it in the night. Just wanna press rewind. way you look at me drive me crazy. I try not to let it faze me, but you look so good, boy, you amaze me. When we locked eyes, there was nothing like it. Almost had me hypnotized, and now we're dancing all night. Don't want it to end, I wanna press rewind. I think you're fine. Come on and give me all your time. I don't want it in the night. Just wanna press rewind, press rewind. Boy, we can wind. Come on and give me all your time. I don't want it in the night. Just wanna press rewind, press rewind. So won't you come over here? We both look good tonight. I know you wanna move just as much as I do. So don't you dare put up a fight. Just come talk to me. Baby, you should come vibe with me. I'll take you to another level, you see. I'm the baddest little thing that you ever did see. Boy, I think you're fine. Come on and give me all your time. I don't want it in the night. Just wanna press rewind, press rewind. Boy, we can wind. Come on and give me all your time. I don't want it in the night. Just wanna press rewind, press rewind. Take me by the hand, baby, I wanna dance all over again, all over again. So hit the button, 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 hit the button. I really love your energy, and I can see you feeling me. So hit the button, hit the button, hit the button, hit the button. Press rewind, won't you? Press rewind, won't you? Press rewind, won't you? Oh, 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 oh. Boy, I think you're fine. Come on and give me all your time. I don't want it in the night. Just wanna press rewind, press rewind. Boy, we can wind. Come on and give me all your time. I don't want it in the night. Just wanna press rewind, press rewind.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Rewind Starlet, 6D Radio, Wendy Fest alum 2022. If you missed Wendy Fest last year, I don't know what to tell you. It was a vibe. It was
Every
a
time
movie.
you bring up Wendy Fest from this year, from this past year, I instantly started smiling because it was such a dope experience, man.
It really was, and man, when I tell you, I can't wait for 2024 because it's only going to get bigger and bigger.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to 6D Radio, y'all. I am Toucan.
It's your boy DJ Shern.
It's your friend Octo Squid.
Impact.
Impact. We are here today for a lot of things. 1, to entertain you. 2, to educate you. And 3, to put you up on the amazing creatives that are here in the city, that's from the city, resided in the city, for Chicago, by Chicago, you know. So here it is. First order of business, our 6D tip for today is collab with the homies.
Collabing with the homies.
Now, if you were listening earlier in the show, 5 years ago, the three of us
Talk about it.
collaborated on a radio show, Warden's Midwest on UIC Radio. That was a collaboration right there, and it was amazing.
Turn up or turn around, right?
Oh man, what the golden era, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Yep, 2018. Woo!
And this was before people were really doing the podcasting, before anybody
It's true.
locked down.
Yep.
So one of the big things that I remember about it was that it really drew in like authentic feel where people were like, you know, you see your surrounding. It's obviously like a radio station, but it's also like lit, like instantly. It gets like that real fast.
Yeah.
And part of it was we didn't really have filters in place to really control people. I'm not gonna lie to you, we didn't. We were like coming up with stuff on the fly sometimes where we're like, man, this seems like we shouldn't be doing it. Oh yeah, so there's a rule, you can't do that on the spot. But that kind of
Talking to the mic.
yeah, that kind of like almost like not lack of script,
Yeah.
but moments without it were what made everything so like spontaneously
And
great.
authentic.
Yeah, and authentic. My favorite part still to this day was the battles where you'd have two producers there. You'd have two people that make beats, or you'd have four sometimes. And you
man.
by the end of the show, all your beats are gonna go against each other.
That's
what
fire.
beat? The one you're about to create.
Yeah, that was such
I
an
like
interesting
that.
thing. That was so great.
That's how I met Lord Haiti.
That's
Shout out to Laura Haiti.
Shout out to Laura Haiti.
yeah, I don't know how that thought came to me to do that. It just, I love music production. I love it, everything about it. And I also like, competitive nature. What is it? Pressure makes diamonds. And eventually it was like a tiered system, like a bracket. And at the end of the whole adventure, it was one of my music professors who judged the last bracket. And he looked at me and goes, Joaquin, I don't know how to judge this music. He's like someone who studied like really old classical music. And so when he's listening to electronic and hip hop and like all this mixture, he just looked at me and goes, I'm sorry, man, I can't help you. But it was such an iconic moment in not just at the radio station, and actually the entire school. Like the entire school was talking about it.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard you interviewed Professor Sanders. No way, how'd it go? So I interviewed him, then we had the music battles. It was just unprecedented. And whenever I plan to do something, back then and now, I always think what hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
And I look before I do it. I always look, and I could not find an instance of a music professor, like a standard classical music professor, judging a beat battle.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it probably hasn't even happened yet since. And that's always something that I strive for in that arena is let's do something that no one else has ever done.
Yeah.
And so not only do we set the precedent, but now they have to compete against us again. That diamond pressure scenario. It was fantastic. Even the rap battles are great. The live bands we did interviewed legislators. One time we talked with people that
That's
were
fire.
with it was like GMO Foods, Illinois Right to Know GMO Foods. That they were fascinated by it. I'd even have them. Live bands, like bringing in full drum sets, taking apart the studio, putting in the drum sets. That was not even that smart of an idea, but we still did it because no one else did it before.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a goal! I didn't know what I had, man. I don't know what to say. It was beautiful.
And speaking of collaborating, we're going to hop right into it. One, benefits of collaborating with your peers. One, your fan base will expand, right? You will have your fan base, you will have their fan base, people that know them, people that know you, but they, those things may not cross until y'all come together. Bam! Oh, I never heard of this person. I'm quite sure a lot of people who knew, you all who listened to your show didn't know anything about me until I came on the show. You
And
know what I'm
vice
saying?
versa.
Could you say that for
Vice
Chicago
versa.
one more time though? If
Please.
you and your people, if their fans both connect,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean one less fan for you.
Right.
That
No,
means
more
a
fans
potential
for the both
fan
of
for,
y'all.
Exactly.
for the
Man.
next
Exactly.
person. And it's so funny because with the radio, I felt like that was one of the things that people acted like they understood, but never displayed it. And you see how it developed now. So you
Yeah.
could tell that
Oh, yeah.
Cam was on this since then, but now she's actually able to be in control of a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's beautiful to see it. But yeah, it's like some people, even when you explain it to them in layman's term, very simply, like they don't see the benefit. They always see it as outshine.
Yeah, it's always
And-
ego,
Yeah.
pride
yeah.
got a lot to do with it
Oh, yeah.
as well. And we talk about this all the time. 6D Network Tamer, we take pride in providing resources for others,
Yeah.
sharing informations, things of that nature. From the moment I met Ken and met Shawnee, like since day one, just dropping gems since
Yeah.
day one. And we operate like that now as a family, even as far as 6D has gotten. We still, if I see something like a job or opportunity and it correlates with her skill set, I'm calling her. If Shawnee finds resources, she's calling us. So it's vice versa, and we take true to that. We take that to heart.
Yeah, and then
we really
spending.
do, and iron sharpens iron when it comes to collaborating with somebody. You'll have fresh, new perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have been exposed to different things in life, whether it's people, experiences, places, music, just anything you've been exposed to, I'm quite sure the person next to you have not been experiencing those things as well. So when y'all come together, y'all come from all these different backgrounds, you're gonna have a different perspective.
So what would be the negative side of that? Do you think some people would lean to when you discuss that topic?
I think people just get so caught up in perspective.
Yeah,
like they'll put like as Octo Squid was stating earlier, like it doesn't matter why I'm doing what I'm doing, or if a person has a perspective that I'm a dork. That doesn't mean we can't necessarily build chemistry, or just we may have some interests in common, but that doesn't mean you don't have to approach me or try and build. And I think in Chicago, everybody's just so used to this particular structure, or just a format of how, you know, entertainers should be or how they should conduct themselves. So whereas a lot of times if they're just used to a certain way, they won't even come over and say, hey, how you doing? I'm so-and-so. And provide an opportunity for themselves. People just get so caught up in themselves.
I want to comment on what this topic is, collab with the homies.
Yeah.
I've really tuned into like the algorithm and how to hack it. When you make a project, a song, a single on DistroKid, distributed platform, whatever, when you have an artist on it, now your feed and their feed are colliding because the algorithm associates with it. Right? So it actually benefits you to work with as many freaking people as you can, because now not only are you appearing, is person A appearing in person B's feed, but now person A is appearing in person A, B, C, D, all the way down to Z. And it's just like I can't even believe people would think that you're losing a fan by putting them on to someone else. That's not how. There's enough love and space for everyone. But I will say, at my time at UIC Radio, I did see that a lot. Not like
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was, and you know, I won an award. I won a radio show of the year for my time there, and immediately I had haters. Immediately, and it's like you should. I told them, like, I mean, you were a good DJ, you did really good work, but you should be happy there's people in your circle that are excelling.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it was a DJ that was a part of your show?
Part of the station. Part of the station.
Oh,
so
wow.
like
that's weird.
And if he won, which he could have probably won too, we're like neck and neck. I wasn't the only person I compete with is myself. Okay. And so, and I told him, like, if you would have won, I would have congratulated you. I wouldn't have been salty about it. And I just wish, you know, more people had that in them.
Mindset,
so,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, the two things that I was going to try and get at was, first, acknowledge that, like I was acknowledging Ken, is Joaquin was the first plug. He got us all in there. He made sure, you know, we had a residence even after he left. And, you know, a lot of people,
us were students at UIC.
a lot of yeah, exactly. Repeat that. None of us were students at, but one of the things I was just saying, like, you know, some people always take a negative spin, but myself as an artist and the time I've been, is like you find such a comfort in being around artists, like you say, like that, something fresh about it. You never think I'm gonna take from this. It's like the energy's already there. That's all you're really taking in is that creative energy. You know what I mean? And that's why people, I find that they find every reason not. It's like in on Earth, like people always have, oh, there's no more good people in this world. Like, man, look inside yourself really quick, and then think when somebody else is doing the same thing. There's a lot of good in everybody. It's when you block yourself to that and you say that, it's like having a car, like you're gonna see that car everywhere. You know what I mean? If that's your car, it's the same way. It's like you really just gotta like focus at everything.
Absolutely.
And, you know, or just no comment on anything. Like.
All right, so for the sake of time, we're gonna finish off this segment. One, you will have shared resources. That's another benefit of collaborating. You'll be able to build chemistry if you both have an open mind. If you respect each other's opinions, if you trust each other. Like, why were y'all collaborating in the first place if y'all didn't trust each other or respect each other's craft? I'm gonna have a quick story, and then we're gonna go through this. But one artist I always, you know, talk about all the time, Naomi G. So I had her come to the studio for Win Win, right? I was recording the song Win Win. I needed a singer. I knew I was missing something, and she was, you know, ready to, you know, some music stuff. So I was just like, hey, come to the studio. If you come to the studio, I'll pay for your Uber back to the crib, food, the whole nine. Like, I need some vocals. She
You're a
was
gem.
like, I bet.
You're
so
a gem
she
for
slid.
that, by the way. You're a gem for that.
It's like if you take care of me, I'm gonna take care of you.
Right.
That's just something I always went by. You know, that's a no-brainer for me. You take care of me, I'm gonna take care of you.
Absolutely.
So she pulled up, and I respect her music. So I love her music so much. That's why I was just like, I trust her enough to come on my song. And I was like, do your thing. So she was singing. I've never seen her recording process though. So when she was singing, it sounded like she was like mumbling on the microphone, like, nah, nah, nah. And then she'll tell the engineer, all right, let's do it again. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's stack that. And I was like, I was so confused. I was like, what is she doing? And then the engineer was like, yeah, that sound good. I was just so confused. I was like, I'm not hearing it. Like, I just didn't know. So when he played it all together, my mind was blown. I was like, yo. Mind you, the whole time I was confused, I didn't say anything. I was just peeking. I was peeking in the booth, like, and I was looking at the engineer, like, and I'm just like, look, she's here for a reason. I trust her, right? They played that thing back. It was amazing.
She had a whole different process, and you ain't even know it.
Yeah, like if you collaborate with your people, if you trust somebody enough to be on your song, trust them enough to slide on that song, you know. So that's my thing. What are some ways to collaborate, DJ Sharon?
I'm gonna come from a DJ's perspective, then
Yeah.
I'm gonna alley-oop it to Octo Squid so he can finish off for artists.
Yeah.
But I know as a DJ, with this being my third year in the game,
Yeah.
I don't have that mindset of thinking like this is too big or this is too small for me to do.
Yeah.
So I definitely take a relationship based approach.
Yeah.
And my first 2 years, I did a ton of gigs for free. I spent the whole year and probably a year to 2 years in the house. Nobody even knew I DJ'd.
Yeah.
I was just studying. Shout out my boy, my brother, your boy Diggs.
Your boy Diggs.
And that would be the start of my collaboration.
Yeah.
He didn't have to spend all that time that he did with me, teaching me the ins and outs of it. But not only just developing skills, but also the business side as well, and how to handle myself professionally. And it's even gotten to the point where like he'll compliment me on things that he may have to grow on. And so spent the first 2 years in the house, and I just did a ton of stuff for free, man. And all those things that I did for free within the 2 years, like the blessings have just been pouring in. And you know, those relationships that I built in the beginning, they constantly hit me up. Hey, I got this gig for you. I need you to do this and things of that nature. So I would definitely say the primary balance with collaboration, it would definitely be make sure you maintain and build relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whether it's a DJ to another DJ, a DJ and an artist can DJ franchise. I made her her first drops, right? She played one of my songs as soon as I stepped into a function.
That's how you do it.
Collaboration right there. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're just a songwriter, a producer, two producers. I love beats that have two producers. One do the melody, one do the, one code with the beat patterns. It's so many ways to collaborate. What are some ways you all collaborate? 30 seconds each.
Okay,
Let's
I
go.
love it. I collaborate with musicians, artists, filmographers, videographers, photographers, lighting, and really it's trying to help them understand the process that I'm working with. I'm not hard to work with, but I push my team.
Yeah.
I push them, and I love to comment that now a different time. But by the end of the night, we were done filming. They were really mad at me. Now, mind you, now check me out. I love them. I'm very happy for them. But we also work the same hours. And
I was not.
Yeah, shout out to him back. He was not tired or exhausted. I will say though that we all
Yeah.
work the same hours. We all work the same time. And I was, if it's time to go, it's time to go. Showtime. It's work.
Yeah.
It's being friendly, personable. But for me, being personable is kind of wacky and eccentric. But I know that about myself. I know that about myself.
Yeah.
So just presenting myself authentically.
Yeah. What about you, Javi?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had some really bad experiences collabing, but shout out to Octo Squid. He's always kept me in mind and stuff like that. And one of the things about me is songwriting is my forte. I've tell people I haven't had lack of inspiration for writing for 20 years. So you could put me on the spot at any time. It's not just freestyling. And like I can catch a mood, someone's feelings, and very intuitive with it. So like I'm ready at all times to collab. I've had bad experiences at it, but I always feel like everybody should really put out just, well, if we're gonna collab, what do you want out of it? What do you expect out of it?
Yeah.
Just tell me what you expect out of it, because I'll tell you right away, hey, I could do this shit not. And more than willingly, I'll bend backwards to make sure that I can, because if I want to collab with you, it's the same way. It's like, it's a high respect, because I have faith in your craft, aside from, you know, the trust I have in mine. It's crazy to put sometimes you trust in someone else, but when you do, it's because you have complete faith in their craft.
Yeah. Nah, facts. Another 30 seconds. Who are your favorite people that you like to see together? One, I'm gonna go first. Ari Lennox and any other R&B artist, and Missy Elliott and any R&B artist, and then Missy and Timbaland.
That's fire. I'm not gonna lie. I love when I see Anderson .Paak and Cordae together. Both songs that they had together, J. Cole produced the tracks.
Oh, nice.
So that's like a three-peat, a great collaboration.
Yeah.
And I would say I love seeing Jay-Z and Pharrell together as well.
Yeah.
It's a good collab for me.
This might be a little more out of pocket. I really am into hyperpop right now, which is like 100 gex. It's like it's basically if Sour Skittles was sound. That's what I'm really into.
Okay.
Like it's really really intense. It's like one part metal, one part trap, one part
EDM.
dubstep, one part EDM, one part funk, one part punk.
Hey, that sounds like a good time if you ask me.
And it's like screamo. That's where the music's kind of merging right now. It's like screamo trap type stuff. And that's what excites me. I wear this suit when I go out there. I'm in the mosh pit. I'm decking people on the head just because it's so energetic. You got me pumped up right now, man. I'm sorry. I'm ready to go. But that's what I'm feeling right now. That's what I'm feeling right now. Yes, thank you.
What about you, Javi?
I want to see some men in the R&B realm right now really fuck with each other, collab with each other, because everybody's, it's like there's only space for one right now in everything. You know, you got your cool rappers, you got your one R&B, and it's like I want to see Steve Lacy and Frank Ocean collab on the track real quick, and people really like those vocals really harmonizing, because we have so many like iconic voices right now that are just like never gonna cross because they want to be the head icon, you know what I mean? And in the R&B world, it's like people stop really collabing.
After a while, they'll stop, and also the fans get disengaged as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, like when Chris Brown was really like collabing with people and doing a lot of features, it was good for everybody. You know what I mean? Like he was pumping out hits, and aside from anything else, is like that stopped happening. You know what I mean? Where it was like people brought both of their high energies together in the R&B realm, and I feel like that's missing, because we got a lot of iconic like 90s go-to, and every time somebody collab, it's like a hit. And right now, it's like in that genre, I just want to see it, because everybody else is messing with everybody right now. I feel like
112 and Biggie. That's also another collab.
Oh
Yeah.
112 and Biggie stay dropping hits together.
Yeah, but
Nah, facts. But man, my favorite of all time collaboration is when I get to collaborate with the homies, though. Like it's that bond that you have, and sometimes when you have chemistry with somebody, it reflects. It reflects in the
like
music.
that music video with you and W.Ill.
Exactly.
You can tell you I've been in the room just going back and forth,
Yeah.
excited.
That
you
whole
know what I mean?
process was amazing. Like from creating the song to the music video, we had Uncle Remus, like we had the whole tray of food. It was a whole kickback, but nobody knew. But yeah, that was great. And speaking of homies, we got a SAR on 6D Radio. Then on the other side of this song, we gonna get to know Octo Square and this project, Love Letters, a little bit more. So do not move. Shout out to Shawnee that's in the chat right now. She said yes to Frank and Steve. Yes, ma'am.
That's what's up.
Here's a SAR with the homies right here on 6D Radio.
This feel like cruising in LA, but I prefer the Bay. If the family rockin', I might move them there one day, you know I will. Hey, hey, this feel like cruising in LA, but I prefer the Bay. And if the family rockin', I'ma move them there one day, you know I will. You know I, you know I. My people know I'm rolling till the wheels fall off, eh. Home feel just like heaven when I see my dogs, yeah. Know it's more to life than seeing these four walls, eh. Room more like a ring, it feel like Don King calling it. Hey, I won't call it quits, got too much out of it, hey. If you need assistance, I'm Chris Paulin' it, whoa. And I don't need no details, long as you gon' be well, I'ma help you prevail. Cause I've been on the hunt for a way out. Remember all the ones with me who stayed down. Who'd have thought this be the way you play out? Bigger celebrations with the same complaints, don't even have a place now. We wavy, lemons, lemonade, please don't get in the way of the sun while I'm sitting in the water waiting. Ooh, this feel like cruising in LA, but I prefer.
Yes, indeed, y'all. Asar, homies, 6D Radio. We are back. DJ Shern. Octo Squid.
Squid.
Impact.
Pack.
And myself, Toucan. Octo Squid.
Hey, good evening. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited and blessed to be here. Truthfully, thank you. And thank you for being a part of the project. Honestly.
Oh man, we gonna hop into this, and let's go ahead and just talk about it over the original love letters situation. So, one thing I'm gonna ask: what song or artist made you want to start creating music yourself?
From the very beginning, it's a mix between probably like Jay Dilla and Daft Punk. That's like the roots. That's the roots, and then it branches off and. Like I was mentioning the genres earlier, like hyperpop, EDM, trap, just so much. It's like a auditory overload.
Yeah.
And I realized about myself, my worst character traits. I'm very impulsive and I'm very sensitive. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm doing in this outfit and this costume is taking the worst parts of me and making them my best parts.
Mm-hmm. Please show the people your helmet. Yes, he's been walking around with that on. So
didn't he just say Daft Punk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you. And the impulsiveness, I do man on the street stuff now, so things are just change. You don't know what's gonna happen when, and I just run with it, do it. They came to a certain point where we're filming. I ran up to people, hey, there's no time to explain. Hit me with the bat, and people loved it. There was, but like, why? What's going on? Bop, and then okay, thank you. On to the next. Usually it's like a beautiful woman. I'm a sucker for that. And then my sensitivity, I'm very authentic. I'm very open. It actually lets people be vulnerable, too vulnerable. Had a girl the other night tell me, why am I so vulnerable with you? She's at the bar yelling at me, scolding me. Like, why am I so open? It's also helped with some documentaries that I filmed, that I show up in places and talk to people who are going through some really hard trials. And my vulnerability, my sensitivity, they open up and then they talk to me, and I get footage or videos, interview, content, art, whatever that people aren't able to get. Best example of this, I went to East Palestine, Ohio when a train derailed. I'm not sure if you heard about this. It was huge. It was awful.
Yeah.
And I interviewed these beekeepers, and they refused interviews from Fox, from CNN, MSNBC, Time. They refused to talk to people, but they talked to me because
they was gonna flip the story. That's why.
They talked to me because they trusted me without even meeting me in real life. Just calling them every day, like, hey, I'm only here for 2 or 3 more days, I'd like to interview you. And eventually I met them up and I talked for an hour. It was the longest interview I ever had, and the story they told was just so sad. And I'm not above admitting that while I was in Ohio, I cried every day dealing with this train derailment. It was really sad and awful, but also it had to be me being open and vulnerable and sensitive to these people's needs. And the whole project of Love Letters, I released my first album last year, and Love Letters was the most played song on YouTube, about 400 plays right now. And people like that song the most. So wait, why don't we do an anthology? And then I was telling you earlier about the whole having people on the album, like an anthology. So it's an anthology remix. So now your music is related to his music, and vice versa. Everyone else is arranged. So it's like it was kind of like a cheat code. I'll admit, it was. But I mean, what else can you do? And everyone did such a fantastic job. Like everyone. And I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something. Not only is it my mom's favorite song on the album, it's my dad's favorite song.
Really?
So, and they said your track specifically is their favorite track.
That's fire.
It.
Just so you know.
I appreciate it.
And I know why they liked it, why they both individually liked it. And when the time comes, I'll say.
What's the forklift line?
The forklift line, you cracked me up, bro. You cracked me up. But it was also, you got my 12, I got your 6.
Yeah.
That's always been their relationship.
Yeah.
So that's
fire.
So, and I would like to comment on Impact's version too.
Yes.
Impact witnessed me in a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Like it was horrific. Like I was going through in just a short amount of time getting burned by like 4 or 5 different women all at once. Like in it.
Wait a minute, define burn, because that's another word for something else.
Oh damn.
Nah, it's
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
clear slate on that one.
Being taken for granted and mistreated.
Okay.
Just hurt. I'll say hurt. I was hurt.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I
Hello,
was about to
Mom.
say my boy.
Sorry, Mom. I was hurt, and it was just all happened all at once. And
Yeah.
I knew exactly what you meant, bro.
yeah, thank you, brother.
But before the people.
Yeah.
You know that people ignorant.
It was hurtful. Like and the only person who saw that was Impact. And
Yeah.
he can tell you it was a bad time.
Well, I'll be honest with you. We've had mutual friends that the weight's been a lot on them. Anybody now that I see, because of stuff like that, experiences I've been through, like I want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was no intention of nothing being made out of it except that I got to see, just nakedly what it was. You know what I mean? What he was going through. And then, you were on this track. When you first heard this beat, it just, it pulls your heartstrings. It does, in a way where it's it doesn't have to be personal, but it's it's the magic of music. It's this is meant to really, pour your heart out.
Yeah.
So I heard this project that he did, and it's just, that whole feeling. I'm very intuitive. So, I feel that whole feeling that everything he put out just came out on this. So it starts off as a guy trying to compliment a woman, call her beautiful things, and then it's turning into anger and insult. And it's because this guy never got to really show himself his real emotions in front of a woman. In a case where most women are I want to see what your feelings really are. Well, when they contradict or they go against the actions that the woman is causing, then a woman can, I'm not saying that they always do, but they can be I don't want to deal with this at all, and just cut it off.
Yeah.
And never let a guy really get himself out.
But majority of the time, when you put yourself out there and show that, they usually do walk away.
Exactly, and the
Depends
fear
on
of
the
that is
woman.
kind of
I do want to say that if you notice, most of the artists on the remix album were men.
I'm
So-
the only woman.
So
breath of fresh air.
there's another Summers on it, Some Nicola. She's on it, and she.
Okay.
I will say though, I needed the female version of
Yeah.
this song. That's why I reached out, because I needed.
You needed their perspective.
Yeah, the men are gonna dunk on women, all of it, or they'll speak highly of, but I needed the yin to the yang. I definitely needed that. Also, I want to point out that the album cover is a love letter that an ex-girlfriend drew me, and it's actually she drew that from hand and gave it to me for my birthday.
Aww.
And so
Right.
if she found out, she'd probably want to hurt me again. But shout out to her for getting. Shout out to her.
Miss Mamas, don't hurt him.
Shout
Don't
out.
do that.
Shout out to her for being engaged. Congratulations to her. Truthfully, and honestly, I'm very happy for her.
This is entrapment. You go ahead and hurt this guy one more time.
No, it's fine. It's that's all in the past. I'm happy for her and engagement. Also, want to say that this, if you ever, thank you for listening. Whoever's listening, if you listen to the original song, you will notice, you will know that there's a time in the song where it stops, where the beat just goes out.
Yeah.
And when I was writing the song, the ukulele is by me. I'm playing the ukulele, and I'm mixing it down, and I'm like, it's done. And what do I add?
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't have to do anything, and that represents sending the letter in the mail, and then you wait, and then when you open it up again, that's when the beat comes back.
Yeah.
Whew, thank you.
So, this question that we ask every artist on 6D Radio
It's my favorite part.
is the way you would
favorite part of the show.
describe your music is how you want to, the way you would have your chicken prepared, because you like chicken, right?
Oh Lord.
You like chicken?
Love chicken.
Okay. How you would describe your music is the same how you would prepare your chicken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it fried? What kind of sauce would it be? So, we have a 3-piece right here, right? We got Impact's remix. We have DJ Data Fraud's remix. We have my remix. How would you describe each song as in a chicken order?
Wow, you got me. You really got me right now. I got it though. Data Frauds is fried. His version's fried, just deep fried. Okay. I would probably say Impacts is more like maybe like a chicken Caesar salad. I'd probably say that.
Chicken Caesar salad.
Yeah, that's what I would say. But like the chicken was made well. Not just like frozen, just like prepared really well, like something that you might spend like $35 on at a restaurant. Let's say.
Got you.
I'm imagining yours like it's like a plate with like with the chicken. At that point, I don't really know what it would look like. Maybe a grilled chicken, but on the barbecue chicken, but with like vegetables and maybe rice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that, like rice.
Combo.
Yeah.
Nice
So
combo.
maybe like sweet potatoes and rice. That's what I would say. And but check me out with like some sweet and sour sauce, just kind of like diagonally put across it. That's how I would describe yours. Yeah. Actually, I am too. God damn.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into it. This is the Love Letters Remix compilation album by Octo Squid.
Squid.
Featuring Impact, DJ Data Fraud, myself. W.Ill's also on the album. Shout out to him. Shout out to... You want to shout out all the artists real quick that's on the album?
Shout out Summer. Shout out Swooty Mac. Shout out DJ Data Frog or Pastel Impact. Let's see. Sometimes I forget. Salacious Wizard Cult, my boss from work nickname. Yeah, me. I remixed it myself.
Yeah, and that was a really good remix.
Thank you. It's kind of eccentric a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And honestly, even if you haven't like ever heard of me or my music, it's worth checking out. It's decent. And W.Ill, he was one of the first people I ever reached out to. And lastly, DJ Rio 2 from Osaka, Japan.
Yeah.
Got to visit him when I went out there a few months ago.
Yeah.
The wildest Monday night we ever had. I think I got alcohol poisoning. And
wow.
he amazing. He's almost like Japanese J Dilla. Yeah. Honestly. Thank you to all of you.
Happy Flat Earth Day.
Let's get into it.
That's hilarious.
Miss Wonderful, Miss Sinister, Miss Psychopath. I really hope that this finds you well. Fortune and health, sometimes I dwell. Don't know if you could tell how hard I crashed. Must have been a hex. There was no red flags. No need to brag. Just need off a drag. I led you back. None of your claims. Just wasting my time. Like I'm only off flame. So here I've came. Lost and compelled to put it in your brain. I'll drag you all through hell before I lose myself. This is for myself. At first she liked that I Frank Sinatra in hallways like the suture comma. No, it wouldn't harm, but I can't be karma. You wasted my time and I shed my armor just to receive a blow to my chest. Crashing my tech, me up by wrist. Now you feel attacked, cause I didn't relapse. Now you all about giving your feedback. We'll just keep that like the presents. Where you here for the handouts, me up peasant. Killed my vibe, no we can't be pleasant. Stole my time, could've took a second to give me your 2 cents as a pretext. Not only as a reflex, cause when I say I'm reflect on why I gave a fuck, you gave me the reasons. Then changed like the seasons. I was sprung summer fiending. Just a fall one wind terminated the link and the feeling. What a year I need healing. Now I twitch when I feel spring. When I smile but it's just grins. Look, even with the time and space I can't shake off the way it felt on the takeoff. I was lost in orbit. Try to learn your love language, it was also foreign. Or was I just ignoring? Let me scratch that cause you just ignore it. To the goddess who has my time and attention, I'm glad we crossed paths before you ascended. Is it real? Cause I don't mind pretending. Please be real, not saying that you're fake, but if it's not real, you could tell me I rotate. Look, at this point, You know what? Off that. You know what? Off that. Off that. Off that. I cared till I turned blue. For a piece, I was Buddhist. Great head. I guess that's why I blew it. Next time I think ahead, but I still lose it. I guess love is for losers. That's why conquerors rule it. And why real gentlemen always end up feeling real awful stupid. You know what you did.
You're listening to 6D Radio. You're listening to 6D Radio.
Got me thinking about love and ish, goof ass, cute ish. Used to get mad over stupid ish. Feeling like Debbie Cox, like who was this? Cause had me blue like a Hoover Crip. Then I met you like ooh ish. Been needing a rocket, you fit. Everybody else been clueless. Writing love letters, how I do this. Damn. And I'm like, damn though. I'm trying to get so damn close. Trying to give a sample. Bring you to the camp though. Motherfucker, that Lambo. Birkin and that Porsche. Gifts don't mean a thing if you just gon' be on some shit. Layers are important. Say you want the chocolate, can you handle the assortment? Baby, I want your organ. I want you to want me like a nigga driving a forklift. If you got my patio, of course I got your porch. Yes, I got your 12. You got my 6. 3 by now, you talk, I tick. We on the yacht, building on our ship. Came from the rib, but we glued to the hip. You got the tools, and I need a fix. I got something for you to grip. You get served, giving up tip. I got something for you to flip. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Love letters.
TY, thank you so much. I'm truly blessed.
Octo Squid, the compilation album. Man, I had so much fun recording that.
Everybody want the chocolate, but can you handle the assortment?
Bars.
It's just always like, you know, it's beautiful because you're supposed to have a line like that stands out in everyone. Like
Yeah.
J. Cole, the reason to this day that like he caught my eye was carry 4 5s like change for a 20.
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
just stands out like
I'm
that.
like,
You know what I mean? It's like
Bars.
you'll want to hear every other bar in between because you know in this genre, a lot of the stuff that we think really hard on gets overlooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you have one that's so like visual, people are gonna want to like really zoom in to the rest of your metaphors, the rest of your craft.
I think the most interesting thing about that project is it's like my entire life's journey and everyone I've met, like the important people I've met along it, and they're contributing to it. People I met almost a decade ago, some people were on it. And
Yeah.
also, when I made that, I finished that song in like November or October of 2021. and then a year and a half later, there's this amazing project. You
Yep.
know? It's just funny, like the things that happen today or tomorrow or from years ago. So never give up, y'all. Keep doing it, even if it doesn't. You're that meme where you're mining and you're like right there, but the guy gives up, but the other guy keeps going. It's right there. Just keep going, even when it doesn't feel like it is.
Absolutely.
It's gonna work out.
Want to go ahead and tell the people where to follow you at, how they can find your music and everything?
Absolutely. Thank you. You can check me out on Spotify, Apple. Please DM me on Instagram. I love random DMs. Send me memes. Everything from Reddit to OF to Spotify to Instagram and YouTube is 0CTO5QUID. 0CTO5QUID. Got a few singles coming out. Got some J-pop coming out. We're filming a video at the Renaissance Festival back in California. Doing all sorts of crazy, fun, wacky antics. Check out my YouTube channel. Really good documentaries coming out. Whatever you want, I'm literally able to provide it for you. I'm that type of person.
And let me ruin it for you. There's an after party to that Renaissance party. It's kind of like Big Bang. He's gonna be.
I'm going away for a job for about a year and a half maybe.
Stop being so humble. Just tell people what you're doing.
I'd rather not say it on air. Yeah, but I'm going away for like a year and a half. So a big huzzah party is happening in California.
As you can tell, it's not prison.
It's not prison. May 13th. May 13th. It's gonna be fun. Even if you don't live in California, you should fly out for it because it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. I'm DJing. Don't think I'll bust out the ukulele. We'll see. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to you two. You're amazing.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone. Shout out to all the women who I've loved that may not have loved me back that influenced the album. Thank you.
Shh, that's a dagger. He just threw out.
Yeah. On that note, we do appreciate you for coming on the show. We appreciate you, Impact, for being on the show. We would like to get into the church announcements. Shout out to Shawnee. We hope you still on, Sister Shawnee. But right today we got Deacon Shern.
Hey, family, first and foremost, man, thank y'all for tuning in. As always, please follow us on all social media platforms at 6D Networktainment and Radio 6D. 6D Networktainment is 6D NETWORKTAINMT and Radio 6D on all social media platforms. Also, for all my artists out there, man, as I stated before, we like finding local artists. We love to play your music here at 6D Radio.
Yes.
Get your music played. Holler at us on 6dnetworktainment.org/6D Radio. Once again, if you want your music played on the show, make sure you log into 6dnetworktainment.org/6D Radio. Also, all of our radio show episodes are located on YouTube.
Yes.
All 8 seasons. So if you just want to catch up and see how far we've came, we're definitely 8 seasons in. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And last but not least, we do have an event coming up this Friday. We're teaming up with MMF. That's a music management non-for-profit organization.
Yep.
And this Friday, April 28th at the Hyde Park Arts Center from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., we are hosting a community meetup.
Yeah.
You will have 3 dope individuals on the panel. I don't really feel like announcing it, but our girl Shani will be on point. The other 2 will be a surprise. Just make sure you come out, show some love, and as we stated before, come out and collaborate with the homies, man. 6D Networktainment. Appreciate y'all tuning in. It's your boy DJ Shern.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and being tapped in. Shout out to Octo Squid for coming on the show, sharing the project with us. Shout out to Impact for coming on the show and just being a gem and just a joy to be around always. Please bring me some vegetarian steak tacos next time I see you, because I can't eat the regular steak tacos no more, and they're amazing.
Hen of the Woods enchiladas. I got you with some spring onions. Don't worry.
Oh my
about
goodness, I'm coming to your crib.
You already know. I don't play about the meals.
Peace and love, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all week.
All right, y'all have a good night.
6D Networktainment on Q4 Radio.